Hey, we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. What up, what up, what up, what up? Yeah, it is happy hump day, Wednesday night. By the time you all are watching this, most of y'all will be seeing this tomorrow morning. So happy Thursday to those people a day ahead. All right. Oh, gotta set some things up. All right, first couple things. Make sure you hit a like button, comment, subscribe, rate, and review, turn on your notifications. We drop episodes 5 days a week. We slowly bringing the heat over here tonight audit, where we audit life for life audits and for you. I got 3 stories for you all tonight, and we got to talk about the San Francisco 49ers owner arrested for prostitution in Ohio. It is crazy. It is insane. And we got to go over and talk about a teacher that's working 70 to 80 hours to pay those student loans. We got to cover it. And we got to talk about a detained resident speaks out after an ICE arrest. All those things over here tonight audit. So again, lock in. Won't be with y'all too. Hopefully I won't be with you all too long, but I'll be long enough where you get the value, you get the information, you get the entertainment, and best of all, you get the content. All right, so let me jump over here to my first story of the night. Let's get
Continuing to follow some breaking news involving 49ers owner Jed York, who was arrested in Ohio in a prostitution-related case. And I did want to share just a little bit more information, as this is a closer look at his mugshot right there. He was arrested and arraigned in East Palestine, Ohio, on suspicion of, quote, engaging in prostitution and possessing criminal tools charges that were later amended to misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and possessing criminal tools. That is according to court records. So what we know, according to Fox News, is that York was booked yesterday morning and released that afternoon on a $5,000 bond. That's according to Columbiana County Sheriff's Office. The arrest occurred at the Wheat Hill Mobile Home Community, a mobile home park. And police there said that the media should contact the Mahoning Valley Human Trafficking Task Force for more information. That task force, though, has not responded to a request for comment. York did appear in a municipal court this morning, pleading no contest to the 2 misdemeanor charges after the prosecutor filed a plea agreement. He does need to serve 2 days in jail, with one of those already credited for time served. He was also ordered to pay $1,150 in fines. And York, who is 46 years old, will be subject to NFL discipline under the personal conduct policy. Now, the NFL did not immediately return a request for confirmation that York's arrest will be investigated. The 49ers have also not commented on this news. York has been the majority owner of the 49ers since 2024 and was previously the team's CEO. He is originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
insane. Let me see if we can uncover some more. I think there's another video. Let me see if I can uncover some more for this. Insane out here. And he did it too. Oh, hold up. I got something else to share with you all. Hold on. Let me share my screen with you all. Yeah. Let me share my screen with you all. All right. Hold on. You all should be watching the screen right now. So there's a video of the entirety. Here it is. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh man. It's black people. The only main character in their head is them. White people got their own issues, got their own problems. Listen, they're losing their wives, they're losing their families, they taking out their whole families, and they paying $140 for some poverty box. for some poverty box. Did you see the area? You see the streets? Bro, nah, man. My box of lighters will never get that bad. I pray to God don't listen, because that's a weakness for every man, right? But from damn super down on my luck, I can't just be like, here you go. I just no way possible. And guess what? I didn't have that video originally. I was like, let me just go look up some more on it, because I just felt like we needed more. We needed more to go off of. And bam, that's why I decided to do over here Night Audit. You never know what you're gonna get over here. You never know how I'm gonna do it. But man, you gotta be, oh my God, man. Listen, why? Okay, we know the who, we know what the what, we know what the why, we know all of that, right? I know people, the main people keep up. Excuse me, I'm sorry. People be talking about Mr. Kraft. Mr. Kraft, he did a rubbing tub down in Florida. It was a long time ago, man. Listen, but listen, I don't want to do anything. That's one of my things as I work to get success and work to build what I'm trying to build. How I move matters. My character matters, my integrity, all that start to matter. The visibility, all of it starts to matter, right? Because you just can't be found I can't be found in places like this. Can't be found in places like this. I don't know how the video back up. I would have had to. I should have. If I don't worry. I had got all this the day before, so I should have did a little bit more extra. So I think what I'll probably do with certain videos, if I can find more clips of something, I will definitely share it, so it can give better content. But anyway, but I just can't be. Now that's one thing. Traffic violation. All right, you got me. You know what I mean? But I can't be driving under influence. Okay. I can't be paying for no box. Okay. Because he responded to a Backpage article, ad, and social media, and it just went from there. My man is 46 years old, right? He's going through divorce. I have him going through divorce, whatever, and all that, right? So he got his own problems. He got his own afflictions, right? This is not to trying to kick the man, and I ain't kicking any means of kicking. It's bad, y'all here. It's bad. I say billionaires are paying $140 for the box, for some poverty box. It ain't Friday yet. I would have said the other word, but I'm just gonna say box. Listen, my man had a mad case of boxolitis. Mad case of boxolitis. How do you 49er fans feel? See, they get on us. They got on the picture. Mr. Kraft, oh, he went down in Florida. Listen, what about y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Now I know y'all don't really, you really can't control what the NFL gonna do. Like I remember not too many owners get caught up in this stuff, but owners are held to a higher regard, higher degree. He ain't gonna lose his job. Okay, he ain't gonna lose his job. And it's not going nowhere. He obviously gonna pay a fine. He might be suspended, can't come to the facilities for a couple of games or something like that, right? Because image is everything. NFL is all about integrity, image. I know they've been having their problems or whatnot, but anybody that's doing anything like this, you just better pray you don't get caught. Don't get caught. Man, we got to move with some honor. We got to move with some integrity. We can't move. You got to, even when people are not looking, even when you're not, and I know it's hard, and I know, but it's the thing. Especially you in positions that such as he is in, like all the other owners, whatnot, right? You got to know that you're still on, right? Because you have other business dealings, endeavors, and stuff like that. You have to make sure you stay on code, stay on par, right? You got to move with some integrity. You got to move with some honor. You got to move with it. You got to move because you're held to a higher standard and you're held to a higher regard. Okay. And I know if there are others that are doing that, listen, you just haven't caught. I would say, listen, tighten up. And I know he's a regular guy, but listen, he got the jogging, he got the dad bod, he got the gray sweats. Look, I'm sorry, I got the dang. Listen, my man, let me show the mugshot. Tight lip. Mr. York. Sure, they're paying for box. You supposed to be gearing up for an NFL season because the 49ers ain't no slouch of a team. They're not a slouch of an organization. What happened? Again, not saying nobody don't go through stuff in their relationship, their marriage and stuff like that, but man, when it comes out, it's bad. It is bad. It is bad. Now it's when he's like Tony Romo, like Tony Romo. He got DUI busted. CBS suspended him for a little bit, which is the right call, which is the right move to do. He ain't gonna lose a job with now, but you gotta go, you gotta take the classes and don't just go through the motions and take the classes and stuff like that. Get something out of the classes so you can try to ensure that this doesn't happen again for a very long time or ever again. Because we would like to say this won't happen ever again, but I'm just gonna say for a very long time. Okay. But because you might slip ups happen, flare ups. See, listen, boxelitis flare up. Listen, people, listen, we men, we get flare ups. But the flare ups can't get to the point where you're paying 140. You're paying 140 for some box, for some poverty trailer park box. Oh man, let's see what else is on this. Let me see if there's anything else that's to mine out. We got, as of 1 hour ago from the AP News, Roger Goodell says, of course, the NFL is looking to whether to punish 49ers owner Jed York following his arrest. More likely it's coming. It is coming. Oh, 160 or attempting. He was attempting to pay 160, but either which way, you know, I don't believe in prostitution at all. At all. They do go through the most recent, like I said, the most recent owners that have been punished under the personal conduct was the late owner, Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay was suspended for 6 days and fined for $500,000 following a guilty plea driving while impaired in 2024. Of course, my New England Patriots owner was investigated but not punished by the league after he was arrested in Florida in 2019 after alleged paying for sex with a woman in a massage parlor. The charge was later dropped after court ruled that police violated the rights of Kraft and other customers when they secretly installed video cameras inside the massage rooms at the spa. Mr. York wasn't quick enough, but man, I hope you get the help you need. I hope you get the help you deserve, man. It's just not good. And I'm pretty sure somebody in the police department would not leaked it out, and they found out who he was. Or they was really trying to embarrass this man. So, best thing to do is try to get this expunged off his record. Try to work on cleaning his record up. You know what I mean? They're gonna talk about him. He's gonna be the butt of all the jokes at the Christmas parties for a while. hey, Jed, my man. Hey, seeing any ladies these days? It's like, hey, I know you seem to be down, but that'd be a cruel. You know what? That would be a cruel Christmas gift joke. Give him a Christmas card, and it has $160 in it. That will be freak. That'll be effed up. That'll be effed up. Jed, my man. Because was it? Oh, damn, what's the chick's name? What's it said? Chunky? Was it Chunky Newcastle? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Listen, the golf. Them 18 rounds of golf. Gonna be brutal. He might as well don't show up to no country clubs for a while. Work on being great. Work on being a better person moving forward. Be the best version of you as you possibly can, because you're gonna take some arrows in the back. That's for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. We gotta move on to the next story. So we gotta talk about this teacher that's working 70 to 80 hours paying student loans. I would like to get to a story. This is a bit of a lengthy video, so I might pause at various points to give my commentary as well on this. I think it's an important story to talk about.
All right. A few weeks of college for millions of students across the country, and we know Classes, football games, and getting along with their roommates may be on the top of their minds. But graduates say they should also be thinking about their student loans. That's because the One Big Beautiful Bill phased out half a dozen repayment plans, including the popular SAVE program. Here to talk about this is Randi Weingarten. She's the president of the American Federation of Teachers, which represents 1.8 million educators. And Diane Yoder. She's a special education teacher in Superior, Wisconsin. Glad to have you both with us. Diane.
And to be with you and with Diane.
Yes, and Diane, let me start with you because you say your student loan repayment skyrocketed after the Big Beautiful Bill was passed. All right, by how much and how are you compensating for this?
If life was unaffordable enough anyway, my student loans are making it much worse. My loan payments were $50 under SAVE, but of course they got rid of that program. And right after they got rid of that program, my loans multiplied to $248 a month. And so I got a second job door dashing in order to help me make that payment besides my mortgage payment and groceries and gas and everything else that you have to buy. And now I'm going to have to pay $500 a month. And then to add insult to injury, MOHELA and the Department of Education tried to take out $2,400 out of my bank account in July. For what reason, I do not know. They didn't really explain what they were doing. I spent 6.5 hours on the phone with MOHELA trying to find out why. I never did find out why. And it's just been a total nightmare from start to finish.
Wow. So Randi, all right, Diane's story, it raises a bigger question. Is this ultimately about student loans or about whether Americans who followed the traditional path, go to college, get a degree, take a public service job, and then repay your debt, can they still make that math work, or could this?
I know these public service loan, these services are ass. Like, it's pretty simple. You be an educator in a low income area or whatnot for 10 years. And I think after 10 or so, you can file for it. And then within a certain time frame, they forgive the loans. But there's been so much topsy-turviness in this, but I will give my commentary more.
Ultimately make it harder for the service industry, particular schools, to recruit and retain.
It's going to make it much harder. And this is a real choice that this particular government is doing. So there's a bunch of different things that happened here, but it's all intentional. And that is why it is so maddening. So number one, the public service loan forgiveness program was a mess under both President Obama and of Trump one. And we sued Betsy DeVos, the then education secretary, and we actually, with President Biden, fixed public service loan forgiveness. And so essentially, and it didn't matter. You could be an ICE employee, you could be a firefighter, you could be a teacher. It was, if you did 10 years of public service, you would get the rest of your loans forgiven in this bipartisan way. This administration has now made that much, much worse and is now doing all sorts of weird things that we have now sued them with several times. But what Diane is...
Why didn't sue the Obama administration? If it was worse if you got aggressively worse with the Trump administration, and if you said you didn't really dive into Obama's handle on the student loan issue and the Department of Education issue. But
talking about is that tax bill that the president did last July. It took from 3 big pockets of money that were giving services to Americans: Medicaid, nutrition, and student debt. 44 million people all have student debt to go to college, and they have all these different repayment plans. And what the big ugly bill did, is it took those plans and said, no, we're not going to give you the subsidized interest. No, we're not going to give you this much money. You're going to have to find it privately or you're going to have to pay more. And that is what is happening with Diane. Mohila is the servicer, but they have said you got to pay more. So Mohila has these rights to go into people's checking account. It's crazy. But the real blame.
I'm going to say you this. The biggest alley-oop, and I got student loans as well, right? Now, I don't think I went too much into this, but this is a good story because maybe I can talk a little bit about my situation with that. But the biggest alley-oop that a lot of people who had student loans, you had no interest for 5 to 6 years, starting under Biden, started with Trump, and then it continued under Biden and a little bit under Trump. Like she was paying, like the lady is paying $50 a month, which again, if that's what you can, because if that, like, we don't know where other debts are, right? That could be working the snowball effect, could be working the debt snowball effect, right? The debt snowball plan, the debt snowball plan, or the debt avalanche plan. But I know for Dave Ramsey, it's a snowball, right? Now, for me, I was paying my student loans. So I was paying on the loan instead of just paying each individual loan. But I had a car note at the time, which I figured that of the both, I'll just tackle the car, because my thing is I'd rather just have student loans to just pay and nothing else. I can figure out the game plan on how to clear them up in whatever time, right? And I know I did apply for the forgiveness under the SAVE. I thought it was a long shot. If I had to be honest, I thought it was a long shot. I was like, if they can knock out 10 of it, whatnot, cool. That's an alley-oop. I'll take it because that's less than I will owe going into it or whatnot. Because I have to look at my repayment plan, which I talked to my student loan service provider, which it's not Mohila, it's NowNet. And I got to change mine. Now there's no payment officially due. At least get the payment plan under the right one, so I'm not in the throes. Now, of course, we don't now. Administrations can change. I am with her. I am with the lady, the older lady on the left or whatnot. There is a lot of tinkering around with this forgiveness. It's either people do 10 years, you forgive them, or they don't. You can't be like, do 10 years, but wait a minute, no, we thought about it on the other hand. So they definitely need to figure that part out. Now, there's some things that I've read a little bit of this. I think is good as far as capping how much people can borrow. That's one thing, and people can't be borrowing astronomical amounts. But I'm gonna let them continue.
Why would you have young people pay more money to go to college to pay for tax cuts for the rich? That's what is happening here.
So, Diane, if you could sit down with President Trump right now, what would you tell him? What would you ask of him?
I would ask 2 questions. Number 1, why am I paying through the nose to the government? And while billionaires are getting tax breaks, you can dream. I am told all the time that if you work harder and do what you're supposed to do and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, then you'll be successful. I'm working very hard. I'm wondering how long I can work 70, 80 hours a week in order to pay for the things that I need to pay for. I'm wondering when I can stop relying on credit because I'm always short on cash. And I'm wondering how long I can keep.
You have other issues, and it's not the student loans.
Keep it up before I get sick and my health breaks down because I'm not getting enough rest and I'm not being able to take care of myself the way I should.
Things we should not be hearing, Randy. I don't mean to cut you off, but
that's why we're lifting up stories like Diane's. That's why we have this campaign about one big bill, because we have to lift up these stories. We have sued this administration 25 times. We have sued to try to stop this. We have tried to get back, we fought in the Congress to get repayment plans so that people could have the American dream, so that they could go to college and college could be affordable. But you can't actually take away the repayment plans that were more affordable, so you give tax cuts to the wealthy. That's wrong. That's not just happening to Diane, it's happening to so many other people. That is why we are pushing hard to get these stories out there. We want people, the GI Bill, remember right after World War II, GI Bill, get GIs to go to college. Look, I love other pathways too. I love career tech ed pathways. I taught at a career tech ed school when I taught in high school. But the thing is this, we have to make sure that people like Diane can have the American dream, whichever way they choose, and that they should not have a death sentence because they went to college. I want to be a teacher.
This is a story that is ongoing, and I wish we had more time to talk about it now, but I hope you both will come back. Randy, we appreciate all that you're doing. And Diane, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We wish you the best, and please come back to Scripps News. We'd like to hear how things are progressing.
Okay, listen, we got a lot to mine out in this. Okay. And then one of the reasons I say the same talking point, because they always talking about the billionaires and tax cuts for the billionaires and all this kind of stuff, as if the party that you're supporting doesn't have millionaires and not taking advantage of the same tax breaks. Again, we're speaking on the student loans here. Okay, because that woman, all she was doing is just throwing a grenade in there and a cluster bomb of other things, ain't got nothing to do with the student loans. Because also, our national debt is at $40 trillion. I need to cover that as well. I need to find that. I need to cover that. But so here's my thing. Here's my thing in Diana's case and whatnot, and so many other people's cases, right? Because she's saying that, oh, she's got to use credit cards to make up the difference, right? And I did do a video about that. Hopefully that video is out. You all can check it out if you feel like it. It'll be my honor, but I'm not pushing y'all to do, but it's out there. But Diana, like myself, you have to take responsibility of where you at and where you is. You are pretty much the choices. Where you are in life is the sum of your choices, right? Regardless of the switches and the changes and because it was annoying, but in my mind was that I'm going to pay these student loans regardless of which administration is office, whatever president is in office. I'm going to pay these student loans, right? I took these loans out. I need to pay them, right? Now there's an alley-oop that comes along the way. Great. But I'm going to pay these student loans. One way or another, I'm going to pay these student loans. So I'm over here, again, auditing my life before life audits it for me, because I can't wait for the government to fix my life for me, because the government is slow, okay? They can't manage money very well, okay? We're $40 trillion in debt, okay? Now, I do read little stories. There are people that defaulting, and that's the other thing. Defaults are exploding as well. So people don't even want to pay the student loans. So you got people that might have very manageable payments. Now, how about try to pay more than $50? That's the start. Get an extra job. She's doing that. So how about this? How about stop using credit? You need a zero-based budget, okay? Because like I said, I haven't made a payment on mine in a while, but that's because I've been trying to figure out, okay, how to get rid of the car. I need to get rid of the car note. My car note is smaller than my student loan, so I'm going to try to throw most of my money to it. Now, the only thing that's probably that I have to, that I can, as time go on, I can really probably figure it out more is the car note. Not the car note, sorry, the car insurance. Car insurance, knock that out, or get to where I have a way. I got to get back to the way where I had it, where I can just pay it up for 6 months, and that frees up cash, and I can throw extra money to it, because I was always keeping my car note paid up like 3-4 months in advance, and I'll just keep paying it. Even when I'm paid up, I will keep making that car note payment as if I pay it, like as if it's the current month, even though it's 4 or 5 months down the road. So what I can give for Diana's advice, right? I would say one thing you got to try to do, sweetheart, you got to get your income up. You got to get your income up. I'm not saying 78 hours. You got to find a way to get your income up. Okay. Maybe special, because I know teachers don't really make much money but maybe you might have to switch professions. Maybe you're gonna have to really go. She can be a nurse, like she can be a physician. Now I know you might say, Chaz, I'm required. I mean, I know, but you gonna have to may have to switch and find something that's paying you a little bit more than what you're getting, or you're gonna have to cut back on some things. Okay, because you're messing with financial fire by flirting with credit cards to try to close the gap on your income. Anyway, sorry. What you will have to do is you got to stop using credit cards. You're working extra hours, that's great, right? But you will have to find a way to supplement, because working is a supplement income. So that secondary income you're working should be going to the student loan. So you should be paying more to the student loans than anything. Okay. Now, if it's in a month where you're going to pay minimum, because you want to make sure you're able to take care of your 4 walls, shelter, transportation, shelter, food, transportation, and yourself. Okay, at the end of your 4 walls. But you gotta make sure you take care of your 4 walls before anything. Pay yourself before anything. Make sure you put your savings, ties, whatever, and all that. Make sure you do that first, right? And it's gonna take some time. You gotta get some mental dexterity going. Set a budget, right? And stick to it. I think you can do it, because you don't make extra money. I mean, that would be great, whatever, and all that. But you gonna have to. But what's the point of trying to make more money? And it's not gonna, if you're not managing what you have. Because listen, the Bible says, yes, I'm going there, because it's also, I have to slap myself in the head with this as well. Listen, you got to steward in your season that you're in. You got to be faithful a little, so you can be ruled over much. Because the borrower is a slave to the lender. I don't want to be a slave to the lender. I want to get up out of here, right? So you got to hunker down, okay? Regardless of what the administration, she can sue. Listen, this lady over here throwing all cluster grenades, this lady right here, who looks like Senator Warren a little bit, okay? You can sue the administration from Timbuktu, but folks, listen, my ma'am, people are gonna have to pay what they owe, and they're gonna have to make adjustments. The American dream is adjusting. The American dream ain't what it was 1,000 years ago, or 400 years ago, 6 years ago. Is redefining. Okay. And I'm not saying your passion to be a teacher, that she don't have a passion to be a teacher, whatever, and all that, but you may have to try to maybe go into something else that can pay you a little bit more. Because one thing about teacher salaries, it's in the public sector, so it's not the private sector. So you may have to go find a job in the private sector where you can make a whole lot of money, right? And you can knock this out, because this is insane. Now, I say for me, because I have to I don't have to recertify, but I have to set up my repayment plan. I have to pick the new repayment options. I've looked at them. You ask me, I think it's reasonable, right? Now I know, okay, listen, it's reasonable because it caps it, right? And whatever your income's at, okay, listen, it's August 20. I don't want to be rambling here. Hope I'm not rambling here. It's August 26, 2026. My income is obviously going to change in that time frame from now until the time I have to officially owe the payment, right? And I am with them. They do need to figure that there is a lot of twists and turns. But for me, how it's applied to me, I just focus on what I can focus on. I just control the controllables, right? I don't use credit cards. I can't stand credit cards. I'm not using credit cards to float my lifestyle or float me to the next time I get paid. She's going to have to build her savings. Diana, you got to build your savings up, sweetheart, right? Build up $1,000 or 3 to 6 months of income right now. And you're going to have to look at this, right? Because, and I know that also really what they should be trying to fight hard for is, if you done the public service loan forgiveness program for 10 years and you got the qualifying hours and the qualifying payments, because that's the other thing. Did she, because I know in that program, I think you have to be making payments. You got to be making payments in that time. Now, I'm not saying the payments got to be astronomical, whatever, and all that, but you got to make qualifying payments. And if you ain't make qualifying payments in those 10 years, then you got no reason to be complaining. You can't be like, oh my God, my student loan bill is blow up because of it. No, did you do the 10 years or not? Or matter of fact, do your school or where's your school district located? And meaning, like, is it in one of those zones, those impoverished low income zones where it fits that? And I don't know why, again, teachers do need to be making more money and whatnot, for sure. But you also need to be taking out a whole lot of money for things that you don't need to be. You need to be, because I don't want her to go back to school. If she go back to school, they need to pay for it, right? You need to own up to the fact that you owe. I want teachers to make a lot of money, educators make a lot of money, whatnot. But at the same time, a lot of people still be going to school, still be taking out more money, still be taking out more loans. And then they walk around here with $250,000 worth of student loan debt. And they want to go blame the administration. They want to blame the government. No, I blame your poor ass choices. And the people that you didn't listen to, the people that told you no, not to do it. I know I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like I'm derailing here. I can go on. But essentially, this is how I'm gonna wrap it up and put a bow on the top. But for anyone listening, because I'm pretty sure people listening and watching, they got student loans or they have student loans, they've been in this mess, whatnot, right? They can understand I understand where everybody, I understand, I have empathy, whatnot, but it gets to the point where you just gonna have to lock in. And you're gonna have to lock in and tighten up the bootstraps, and dig your way out of it. And don't take out no more money, because what is the point of trying to sue the hell out of the administration, but you out there, you running up your Amex cards, you running up your Capital Wars card, what's in your wallet? So let's stop the financial bleeding by get rid of the credit cards, cut them up, do a plastic vasectomy, as Dave Ramsey would say. Do that, because that is going to hurt you in the long run. That's going to hurt you, right? Get rid of that. Get to a zero-based budget. List everything out. List all your bills out. List everything out, because I know list everything out from smallest to largest. And you need quick wins. Because suing the administration, that can take those lawsuits can go through court motions, and they can take eons, right? So you don't need to be waiting on that. You need to be handling whatever you can handle in your household, Diana. Okay. I'm on your side. This is how I'm passionate. Listen, I'm on your side. Okay. But you gotta figure out you can't, this lady right here, who's this? The lady that's talking, the other lady that's talking, you can't rely on her. Okay. You can't rely on her, because she's already dealing with other teachers and stuff. You got to focus on you, baby girl. Focus on you. Again, like I always say, audit life before life audits before you. Don't have no one else audit your life. Don't let nobody trick you out your spot. You can do this. If I know I can do it, you can do it. So you can get up out of here. You can figure it out. I know you under duress and shit. It happens. Listen, but you lock in for a while, figure things out. It may not be as bad as you think it is, and then go through the mire, and you'll come out better. And that's my message. All right, so we're going to go to the last story tonight. We got to watch illegal immigrant he speaks out after an ICE arrest. We're going to talk about it right now. And I hope you all enjoying that. Let's turn to it now. Bam.
Fox cameras capturing new ICE activity in Los Angeles. Agents carried out a series of enforcement operations over the past several days. The target, criminal illegal immigrants, some of whom were previously released despite federal detainers. Natalie Chuck is live in Los Angeles with more on this. Natalie, to you.
Hi, Molly. We were granted exclusive access this week, watching as federal agents do what they do here every day. They say 7 days a week they are out on the streets looking for illegal immigrants with a known criminal history. One man that was arrested actually talked to us after and said he knew it was just a matter of time before they found him.
I knew it was going to happen.
43-year-old Ernesto Alejandro Perez Garcia has been forcibly removed from the U.S. at least 4 times. He has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2003, mostly for drug, alcohol, and driving offenses. He was just arrested again in May for
You can tell he had those problems because look how his lip look how his face looks.
disorderly conduct.
If you knew it was going to happen, did you ever think about just self-deporting, going back to Mexico?
No, because I don't got nothing over. Every time my mama pops are over there, I don't got nothing over. I go over there, they think I'm from here, and they get treated differently. You know what I mean? So, why go through it? Yeah, you found your picture. Go ahead.
Fox joined ICE agents on the streets of LA this week as they tracked down Perez Garcia and another illegal immigrant. These targeted operations are a marked contrast to last year's massive raids that sparked violent protests. LA's ICE field office director says while his team still encounters resistance on a daily basis, they've shifted tactics, making arrests more quickly and efficiently. Today, every ICE agent in LA is equipped with body-worn cameras, something the director welcomes.
That's good for us because it's going to be transparent to the community and to other members of the public that shows, hey, this is really what happened out on the thing, not what the alien said, what happened, or what these community members said what happened.
And that operation ended with additional arrests as well. On Thursday, 4 men who were with one of those targets admitted that they were also in the country illegally and they were taken into custody. Molly?
All right, Natalie Chuck, thank you. A manhunt underway for a Massachusetts woman after her husband, a 31-year police veteran, was found dead in their home. Those details next.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Stay tuned for Friday. Friday, she might have that for y'all. But okay, all right. So here's my thing. Listen. So I did a story, I think it was yesterday or Monday. And there's a community group here in Decatur. They were like help bagging up groceries for 50 families that went on the lockdown because of the fear of ICE immigration's enforcement operations here in Atlanta. Okay. Now, I still stand by what I say. I'm like, the people know that what their statuses are. You're delaying the inevitable. Now, thanks to this guy 4 times, that is crazy. So at least we know his situation. His situation might be fairly similar to a lot of them. I ain't got nothing back on. Y'all got a lot more going on over here, but I ain't got nothing back on. But at least he admitted that, right? Because a lot of times these folks will make a whole bunch of ton of excuses for and whatnot on why they shouldn't be arrested and whatnot. And like I said, they don't go harder for the gangs in neighborhoods. They don't go hard for the gangs. They don't go hard for, I know, human trafficking and whatnot. These people, they don't go hard. They protect, again, I say this most, and I don't get why we are protecting criminals. Okay? We're protecting criminals. Now, I'm not going to rob him of his humanity, right? I'm not going to rob him of his humanity. His dignity is what it is, all right? He's been deported 3-4 times, okay? It gets no worse than that, right? And the reason that he getting arrested for, so he's already down on his luck, right? And so it's either you get right, because he's going to, and more likely he's going to come back, right? More likely he's going to come back. And he's going to be deported back out of here again. But I just don't understand, like, why do people feel the need to protect these people? And again, the ones that come over here and do it the right way, the legal way, got their status, got their papers, everything is 100, doesn't apply to you, right? But for somehow, we have more sympathy for people that are not from here, that are legally not from here, and also the ones that be taking all of the money, committing the fraud, okay? Because I don't think that's going anywhere. They open up the businesses. They come, listen. And this shouldn't even be a political issue, okay? It should not be a political issue. I've already said that. This should be a national security issue. This should be a bipartisan issue. It should be common sense, as they like to say, common sense, or they like to use words comprehensive. What's comprehensive? It's simple. We don't need no temporary protective status. We don't need it. Listen, you got to go home. When it's time to go, it's time to go. And my mans know that. Listen, my man's right here. My man's admitted it right here. Listen.
Ernesto Alejandro Perez Garcia has been forcibly removed from the U.S. at least 4 times.
4 times.
He has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2003, mostly for drug, alcohol, and driving offenses. He was just arrested again in May for disorderly conduct.
If you knew it was going to happen, did you ever think about just self-deporting, going back to Mexico?
No, because I don't got nothing over there. Even though my mama pops are over there.
See?
I don't got nothing over there. I go over there, they think I'm from here. And they get treated differently. You know what I mean? So, why go through it? Yeah, you found your picture. Go ahead.
Fox joined ICE agents on the streets of LA this week.
That's a different struggle. But it's like, Ernesto, just become a citizen. Just clean yourself up. I think you're like maybe clean yourself up a little bit. You're a halfway decent guy. You can get some work. You may hold a job down. Just go through the process. That's my whole thing about it. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them are like this. And it's just go through the process. I get it. The length of time can be dependent on you. And if you're doing everything what you're supposed to be doing, right? But we welcome you. We're like Christians. We welcome all, right? We welcome you. But you got to go through the process to become a citizen. Or get dual citizenship. I don't care what the hell you do. But it's a waste of taxpayer dollars where we got to keep chasing y'all down. Y'all keep running over here again, keep chasing y'all down. You catching hell on this side of the border. You giving us hell on this side of the border. You trying to tell us you catching hell on the other side of the border. Bro, just 2 sides of the same coin. Listen, get your citizenship. You already a citizen of Mexico. So get the other half. Get the dual citizenship, my man. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, man. Listen, audit your life before life audits it for you, man. Listen to your mans over here. Listen, right? Just do that. I don't understand. Because I don't understand why advocacy groups legally unless there's some serious findings of some constitutional procedural violations beyond the law, these stops. But if they within the means of the law, they're doing that. The thing that these advocacy groups got to ask themselves, like, you should be asking your clients, the people that y'all, because again, y'all want to stand up for these people. Start having a conversation with them and saying, hey, listen, they're not going to slow down with this. These crackdowns are going to get more and more. It will be in your best interest to start working on getting your citizenship. And I'm pretty sure some of these advocacy groups are the same ethnicity as them, and they got their citizenship. Think about that. I'm pretty sure they have their citizenship. Their papers are all good. They are 100%. They're a citizen here, or they hold dual citizenship. So why don't y'all advocate for these people to be citizens? Now, you can't be a citizen and commit crime. Now, you obviously know if you commit crimes around here, you will be arrested. But I don't understand. This is so trivial. This is a very trivial thing. This is between the whole, what is a woman, the whole trans thing, whatnot, and it's hilarious, whatnot. It's very trivial. It's asinine to me. It's just like, dang, where did we go wrong at? It's simple. If I want to go, a lot of folks we want to say, I'm gonna leave out of this country. Well, move, great, good. But God is saying there's an immigration process you have to go through if you want to become not a naturalized or a full citizen in another country. But guarantee you, if there's an uprising coming on around there, your ass gonna run to the nearest U.S. consulate or embassy and try to get your ASS back on the first thing spoken to the States. Listen, audit your life before life audits it for you. Help me. It's almost like this. Help us by helping you. Just go through the process. Go through the process to get your paperwork. Notice the key words. Notice the key optimal, suboptimal words I've been using. Process, paperwork, citizen. Just go through it. It ain't nothing criminal now. Again, now if a criminal record kind of bars you a little bit, okay, you're gonna have to work these legal advocacy. That's why you got these. Then you work with your legal advocacy groups out there to get you on up. And so you're not getting pulled over at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning. You're not getting busted while getting a cup of Starbucks, or you're not getting busted while working on the roof, which you might be doing a hell of a job, but my man, you not legit like you need to be. You know what? I yield my time on this. We'll have more stories like this as well. But this is a real thing. This is very trivial to me as well. And this in the middle of a midterm election season as well. So you know they're gonna be riling up whatnot. But the people need to ask themselves that. Why don't these people, the other side need to ask why these people just don't go through the process of getting their citizenship or dual citizenship? He been getting deported since 2003, okay? Since the second Bush, right? Since the Iraq War, right? I was in middle school. He's been getting deported since I've been from middle school to now. And that's been, what, 3-4 administrations? That's been the Bush administration, the Obama administration, Trump administration, Biden administration, Trump administration. But the big dog. I think that's when ICE came to form. I think the Department of Homeland Security, all that came on in 2003. Come on, bro. You've been here. Listen, come on, man. Come on. And that's so get it right, bro. Come on, man. I listen, you seem like a halfway decent man. Just gotta get it right, man. You got get it right, man. Just go through it. All right, I yield my time to this. All right, y'all. So as always, audit your life before life audits it for you. You let me know what y'all think about this. And this concludes this episode of Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. Let me give my 7-hand clap. Yeah. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. Turn on your notifications if you have not subscribed. We drop episodes 5 days a week. By the time you all are watching this will be uploaded by tomorrow morning. So happy Thursday or Friday Eve to all. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Love you all. Peace out.